Okay, now the next one is checking to see if a string is a palindrome. So write a function that checks if a given string is a palindrome, reads the same forwards and backwards. It does say ignore case and non-alphabetic characters. I guess I don't know what non-alphabetic characters necessarily means because they should match. Um, but it's basically saying only compare uh, characters themselves. So probably what we want to do is we want to convert the string to lowercase initially, something like that. And then we will um, compare it. This is being pretty verbose with it. Realistically, we can just kind of check a string forwards against its reverse version and compare it. Let me write it that way first, and then we'll look at upgrades to it. Okay, so we're going to have a function that says write a function called is palindrome, reads the same forwards every. Um, okay, it doesn't really say what it should return or not, so we'll just assume it's called as it returns a bool is palindrome. Bring s as a parameter. So this return true if s is the same forwards and reverse. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and also create a string reverse string, which is the same function as we had in the previous question. Let's go ahead and reverse that guy real quick. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so we'll say string answer is equal to the empty string to start with for int I is equal to s dot length ay, ay, -1. I is greater than or equal to 0. I minus minus. And we'll say answer is equal to answer concatenated with s at bucket I. And then in the end, we'll return answer. So this will return whatever string you pass into it in reverse. All right, so we want to know if whatever S is in is palindrome is a palindrome. So we'll go ahead and say string reversed is equal to reverse string, passing it whatever S is. So now S and reversed, presumably this should return true if they are identical um, forwards and backwards. I'm not considering any of the lowercase stuff or anything like that. So we will go ahead and spin through for int I is equal to 0. I is less than s dot length, I plus plus. Now, another thing you can do here is you can create another counter because effectively when we want to walk through S forwards to backwards, I guess we're going to actually work through reversed forwards to backwards as well. So this is fine. So we want to say if reversed at bucket I is not equal to S at bucket I, if we are looking at a situation where the characters are not the same, so if they're not equal to each other, we're going to return false. That means it's not a palindrome because we have the reverse version of the string, we have the forward version of the string. If we walk through those strings and we find any character in that string that is not the same, breaking the rule of them being the same forwards and backwards, then we would return false. If we're still alive after this loop, we'll return true. And that should do it. So we'll go ahead and do a C out is palindrome. Uh, well, here we'll do hello, which should be false in this particular case. Okay, there's our 0. Um, let's try race car. I think that's one that's forwards and backwards. This should be a true. There's our 1. It's the same forwards and backwards. If you wanted to actually ignore lowercase and things like that, what you would do is you would first convert the string to lowercase and then compare it in reverse. That would ignore uppercase versus lowercase, something along those lines. Okay, so that is that one.